God. Hello. Hello. Hello, chat. Please tell me if my mic is working. Hey, number one fan. Haha. Let me know if the microphone's working, actually. Working excellent. Okay, great. Cool. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna move this over here so I can see y'all. And then I'm gonna move this over here, but check this out. Whoa. Oh. How crazy is that? Okay. I have finally set up OBS to stream. It seems like, let me know if the text and everything is sharp enough in the chat. Let me know. All right. Today, I will continue building our stuff, but I want to spend the first 10 minutes just chatting with you guys. Just to hear what you're up to. Any questions you have about anything, really. Because I'm also eating my lunch. I want to start off by saying that GPT-5 on Cursor is free until tomorrow. So you can use it for however much you want on Cursor. Cursor GPT-5. It's so funny because it's just the first thing that we're looking at. GPT-5 has to be the worst model I have ever used. There's been a pattern for OpenAI to launch models and speak in a really weird way. Even the graphs are weird. So when they launch it, when I look at the graphs, I was like, this graph doesn't make any sense. I want to see if I can find you the stream here. Okay. Let me find you the stream. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but moving forward, we have to be very wary of what OpenAI says. Let's see. Go to YouTube. This right here. Yeah, so I'll show you some of the stuff. It might be down here. But essentially, like, some of the graphs doesn't make any sense. For example, this one. Check this out. 74, 52, 69, 30, 8.8, and they're all equal. And then 69 is less than 52. I'm like, there's shit like this that makes people start to wonder, like, what the hell are they doing? Is this vibe coding? Yes. We're just spending the first 10 minutes shooting the shit, talking. If you have questions about anything, just let me know in the chat. I'll address that. Yeah, so OpenAI, like, GPT-5 it's almost like GPT-5 is just not as crazy as it sounds. From a developer perspective, or like an end user perspective, like for me personally, it's just that GPT-5 is now caught up to like the performance that I usually get when using Claude Chat, because they've been using Claude 4 Sonnet in Claude Chat for a while, and it's been consistently good. If you go to ChatGPT back then, you would get GPT-4, which is honestly, it's not that smart. But now it's on par with Sonnet, I think, and it's not like AGI or anything. It's just that OpenAI is finally give you the performance you would otherwise get when you use Claude Chat in ChatGPT, at a much lower cost. Because if you let's just do Perplexity, give me a comparison table between GPT-5 and Claude Opus 4.1 in cost. It's actually crazy expensive to use Claude Opus, but it's very capable. So $10 per 1 million output token for GPT-5 versus $75, and you get about roughly the same performance. If not, Claude Opus is probably a little bit better. Artificial analysis. So this is the website that I usually go to compare models. The scale looks funny, yeah. Let me know if like the stream is not laggy or not, because I'm using OBS today, so I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. See how like smooth it is, and that's me without my face. That's me with my face. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Boom, boom. Perhaps bigger face. Anyways, I can play with that all day. But we have GPT-5, and then GPT-5 came out. There are what you would call like a reasoning budget for tokens. I've heard from my friends though is that comparing GPT-5 reasoning to Gemini like 2.5 Pro, like Gemini 2.5 Pro uses a lot more tokens to do reasoning. So if you use GPT-5, you get similar performance, if not better, plus less amount of tokens. So you save on cost. So GPT-5 here, 69, 68, GPT-5 medium, Grok 4, O3, okay, all that stuff. And then Claude 4 Sonnet, and then this chart does not have Opus 4.1 though. So GPT-5 with high reasoning is now at the top. Yeah. In terms of speed, for example, we don't even see this here. In terms of price, Claude is obviously very expensive. Vercel Gateway. So Vercel Gateway has a pretty cool article that came out recently about how people just switch from Claude to OpenAI GPT-5 in like a day, and it became a top model in the Gateway. GPT-5. Yeah. Overview here. This is the one that I'm talking about. So, they switch it back. This is so. Oh, actually no, GPT-5 is still top. Okay. So as you can tell, starting like here, for example. So O3, Grok. This was back in June, and then people were using GPT, and then Claude 4 Sonnet, June 29th, started using Claude 4 Sonnet a lot. Basically, everybody uses Claude 4 Sonnet through Vercel AI Gateway, starting around the end of June. I wonder when did Claude 4 Sonnet come out? I want to June probably. May 22nd. Okay, so not until late June that people start adopting it a lot. And then Claude 4 Sonnet, like pay attention to the graph, like Claude 4 Sonnet, stay dominant for a long time, right? And then still Claude models just dominate. And then for some reason, Gemini, and then Claude. And then when GPT-5 came out, it toppled it. And then Claude back on top again, and then GPT-5 Mini. Yep. If you wonder what this is, Vercel has like a one build thing where you can call any model, and then you can use like this very simple syntax to call them and use them. This is like if you use this with AI SDK, you have a way easier time to, switch between different models and not have to rewrite a bunch of code essentially, because it's like a gateway, right? However, when I was in New York City talking to staff from Vercel, it seems like you can't really take advantage of credits if you have credits with these models. So for example, if your account has like hundreds of dollars of credits for Gemini or Claude, if you use Vercel Gateway, it doesn't support that yet, so you gotta pay. But yeah, with that being said, let me see the chat real quick. So, why is GPT-5 getting negative response? It's because the only positive responses are, so that's a couple things. So like people are pointing out that their launch video is very sketchy. Like look at the graph and stuff. And here, what I mean by that is this. It's a bunch of like instances like this in the video too. And first time I saw it, I was almost like expecting this because this happens pretty consistently in every launch video that they have. It's almost like sometimes Apple like cook their graph so that it looks crazy compared to competitors. It's like Apple would launch like an M1 or like M whatever computer, and they'll compare it to like a shitty Windows laptop, which is quite unfair. But this graph, look at these numbers, and like look how in proportion they are to each other. It's really dumb, but it's a bunch of instances as well. So people don't like that, and people start using it. Doesn't seem like it's mind blowing, so it's a little bit of too much hype and then disappointment. And then people are coming out saying that, oh, it's because we shouldn't be expecting, we shouldn't be expecting crazy bounds and leaps just yet because it's incremental change. But then my answer to that is like, why would you hype it up if it's not going to be like that? And then people are coming out on Reddit saying that GPT-5, when you talk to it as an assistant, it gives more terse answers, shorter answers that are more corporate. And like somebody said in the chat, Anka said in the chat, like Lexol. That's what we've seen on Reddit. And it's also like GPT-5 is also the default model for free users, which is kind of crazy, right? It means it's probably very optimized, very cheap, very small. Although they don't say that whether or not it's the GPT-5 mini model or like the more state-of-the-art. Okay, with that being said, let's do some vibe coding, brothers and sisters, and everyone in between. Let's do some of that. So I'm gonna pull up GitHub here. Last time we've created for ourselves a project board, which is great because then I don't have to remember anything. And if you don't remember, our project is called Claude on the Cloud. So Claude on the Cloud is essentially a way for us to find out if we can deploy Claude code onto a sandbox and run it like crazy. And you have to bear with me because I'm eating my lunch. So I remember that I have cloned it down here, and there's only a license file in here. That's all we got. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go check out the projects, and then check out the first shape, set up a bare Next.js and AI SDK codebase. That's pretty easy. Before doing any of that, yeah. So before doing any of that, I'm gonna set up my my Claude code here. So that Claude code will help me write Claude code essentially. I don't remember how to do that, so I'm gonna have to look up the documentation. Oh, I think I know how to do that. So it's Claude, and then I'm gonna do Claude.md. I said init. Oh, okay. Init, and then install GitHub app compact Docker upgrade init. So when initializing Claude.md, it's actually not just like a heuristic kind of creator file, but it actually runs Claude code to create this MD file. There's nothing in the code base, so maybe it was not a good move to do this. Do I use cursor? Yes. It's my daily driver. Hope this is big enough for you guys to see. Okay. There's nothing in here. I wouldn't want to do this. What I'll do is I'll actually do some boilerplate code first, and then create my Claude MD so that Claude will look at it and see the pattern. I'll be like, okay, this is the Next.js app, blah blah blah, and then maybe I'll write a short README as well of what I want it to be, so Claude Code can read that and then create a better Claude.md. So if you're somebody who's like vibe coding and you're not coming from a technical background, you might not even do this like this. You might just start coding right away. But for me, what I usually like to do is I like to lay down some foundation first, and then make AI follow that pattern. But then you have to know what kind of pattern you want first, right? So I will do that. Get started. Installation. npx create next app latest. This is where I always trip up because like, how do I not create a new folder? Okay, I actually don't know how to do that. How to without creating a new project folder. Oh, sick. Hopefully this works. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. 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 No. Okay. And then we're gonna add some ShadCN for our front end. So I need to write down some stuff. I want to rename this real quick. So set up Next.js, AI SDK, ShadCN / Tailwind, and finally Claude.md. And I want to use AI elements. If you guys don't know what this is, I showed it on the stream a couple days ago. People seem to love it. Somebody texted me and they were like, "Oh my god, I love this. I need to use this from one of my client works." But essentially, this has all the components, most of the components that you would potentially need in the early days of building a AI agentic application. So chat interface that supports scrolling and all these buttons. And then my favorite thing is actually these like tool status that I really love, and I will definitely use this for my main project and this project as well, or sources. You know, all these really nice like components that I used to spend forever building this, or to display thinking tokens. Yeah. And again, everything in the code, the sample here is like works out of the box with AI SDK as well. So it's pretty sick. Okay, so we have this. Oh, it's great. We didn't create like a whole subdirectory for that. So that's cool. That's actually cool. Okay, so we got everything here. We're gonna do PMPMI. I guess that's already been done for me, I guess. But PMPM run dev. Localhost 3000. This should be Next.js. Okay, good. And then we're gonna install AI SDK 5. So if you were using AI SDK 4, you're in for a world of hurt, because I know more than one person, myself included, who had to rebuild everything because we moved from AI SDK 4 to AI SDK 5. A lot of API have changed, a lot of the function signatures have changed, but it's great. Like right now, it's great. Like I have no qualms with it at all. Like it just works. But the part I thought I didn't have to rewrite the whole thing, but then I finally did. It only took a day, which is not too bad. But so we got AI SDK. Now I'm gonna start calling AI models. What I want to do next is I need to go back to GitHub and then ShatCN. Okay. If you know ShatCN, you're gonna have a great time. This is like a components library. It's very clean. It's great. Everybody love it. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it in here. Setting up new projects is great because then whatever, you know, update that you didn't update for your last project, you have it, and then you get the latest and greatest. Cool. Okay. I think we need to initialize Git. Oh, no, actually we don't. Okay. Can I just add everything? Okay. It's got a git ignore here. Okay, cool. Just double check the git ignore file. .env. Okay. .env. Good. So we can create like a .env.local here. So we will put our you know, variables, environment variables into it, and yeah, all that's good stuff. And Cursor looks different every day, guys. Like they ship really fast. Every day looks a bit different. Like stuff like this I've never seen before. But yeah, I switched to using Cloud Code a lot recently because I told my friend this, and I was like, it used to be that Cloud Code has a little bit more performance and accuracy and less hallucination because they don't truncate the context as much. But now Cursor Agent's pretty good. I think it's just the nature of like being in the CLI, and it looks fun. And I think it's just the matter of like being in the CLI. That's probably why a lot of people use Cloud Code. It's fun. That's what I'm trying to say. Like look at colors, look at like it does a little animation dance when it's loading and all that stuff. So yeah, we got pretty much all of our things. So now we can edit the Cloud AMD. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say I'll actually write a README for it. yeah. So I want you guys, if you guys are new to the stuff, like the thing I want to take away, you guys take away from this is that, yeah, you want to lay down as much of what you want it to be, so that the AI, follows it. My camera is like zooming in now. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool, but Claude Code on the cloud. This project puts Claude Code headless into a sandbox environment. Built with Next.js, AI SDK 5, AI elements, and ShadCN, and E2B sandbox. Okay, so with this, mycloud.md will probably be more accurate now. 100%. Okay, let me quit this. Okay, it's still zooming in now. That's ridiculous. I hope you guys like that. Okay. So now I'm gonna go back to this thing here, and I'm gonna say clear. Create a init. Yeah. And then what I'll do after that is I'm actually gonna be saying add links to your claude.md for AI SDK docs, SDK 5 docs. 5 docs, AI elements docs, and E2B docs. And what I'll do is I'll actually find those links for it. E2B documentation. Okay, so I'll put that in here. And then AI SDK 5. Get started. Later on, what I'll do is I'll actually put like particular links into my Claude MD. So, for example, like something like this, for example, like I want to be able to keep this in the context and have Claude Code read this whenever I needed to write something. Because right now, because AI SDK 5 is pretty new, and a lot of times Claude would very confidently write it in AI SDK 4 format, which is obviously not great. So what I want to do is I actually want to force it to read the documentation from AI SDK first before doing anything related to AI SDK. So I'll add more to it, and then I want to add AI element as well. Oh, I gotta install this. Installing AI elements is straightforward. You take a couple of ways to use that AKCL command or integrate via this edit chassis and UI CLI. Oh, so I can do this instead of running it through its own npx command. Okay, cool. Yes. ShadCN registry. Choke on my rice. AI element. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. Added dependencies. Okay. All right. So we added this. We want to also v0 clone. Oh my god. We also want to have this essentially in here. Finally, add instruction for yourself for Claude to always have the context of the official documentation in the chat history before doing anything with these tools. The reason for that is because it doesn't have to like fetch the documentation over and over, right? Only once in the session if it has it from like a message 20 messages ago. That's fine. That's still effective, more effective than relying on pre-built, pre-trained knowledge. So let's take a look. That's an issue right there. So we want to use we use pnpm here. Could I just change that myself? Yeah, obviously. But I'm not a very I'm a very lazy person. So I think we're done with this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be done with this. Okay. Done. Now we go back. Now we have to create an endpoint where one can send requests to, and it would spin up a sandbox. What does this mean? Sign up and set up E2B. And then what else do we do next? Create a Next.js endpoint. I can't spell today, guys. Okay, Next.js endpoint. Yeah, let me edit this and make a we don't actually add AI SDK here yet. We just need to hit an endpoint which spins up a sandbox, display that sandbox on the front end. That's it. Yeah. Like this part is not agentic at all. Like we don't need that yet. And I don't even think we need AI SDK either because we're using Claude Code, right? Yu Chang asks how to configure the user login. We don't. Maybe in the future we will have sort of like a user management system. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow user to put in their Anthropic API key, so that when we spin up the sandbox with Claude Code, they will, and then by the time we create that, we install Claude Code on that sandbox, it'll ask for an API key from Anthropic. We can pass that from the user, and then we can set that key. We can save that user's key on the user's browser's local storage. That way, if you're using your computer, you don't have to put it in over and over. Later on, what we can do is we can put something like Superbase, Auth, or Clerk into this, make it a real application. But to make this as simple as possible, we're going to be using local storage. If we still have time at the end of the week, we will put that in there. So great question, Yu Chan. Usually the first thing the developers think about, which is how do you put auth in? But yeah. Open this up again. Create. Okay. And then when hitting the endpoint, a sandbox, an E2B sandbox is created, and keep in mind, guys, like every time we spin up a sandbox, we have to install globally Claude Code again, because this every time it's a fresh sandbox. It's almost like a Groundhog Day type shit. Let's create and send back details to front end. Okay. So I guess the next thing we gotta do is just we close this, we close this, we close this, we close this, we probably keep this. Okay, sign up for E2B. Okay. I guess I have to I guess first install E2B, I suppose. This is fine. Let's write it. Package.json. Do we have E2B in here? E2B, E2B, E2B. No, we don't. We need to install it. Okay. JavaScript. Okay. Copy this. Type a P in there. Boom. Okay. Got E2B. E2B sandbox is a small isolated VM that can be started very quickly, less than 100 milliseconds. Wow. Quite fast. Quite fast. But API key. To use the API key, you can either set the API key as E2B API key environment variable to avoid passing it each time you create a sandbox, or pass it directly to, okay, so I guess we need this. E2B equals a key, which we'll get. Access token, go to dashboard. Okay, go to dashboard. Okay, let me go here. I'm gonna log in real quick, and then I will get back to you guys. So you guys are gonna have to look at my face, but I will narrate what is happening. So yeah, okay. So I'm in the dashboard. I'm gonna log in with Google. Choose my Google account. Log in, and then now I'm in. Oh, I can just create a sandbox. That's actually cool. Oh no, I can't. I thought I could just do that. But API key, create a key, on stream, claw on the cloud, create key, copy key. Okay, I'm gonna paste the key down here. Okay, got the key, and then do I get $100 or what? Let me just double check. $100. Okay, budget $60 set. Okay, I'm gonna set $50 alert. Set. Okay. All right, we're back. Let me turn on my screen again. So OBS is kind of cool, huh? I hope it's legible. Like I hope like the screen is easy to see. But okay, do you guys want to see my face or no? Let me know in the chat if you want to see my silly face. What are you building? I am building a tool that puts Claude Code onto a sandbox, an online sandbox, so that you can send it a request, send it a question with a GitHub URL. Claude Code will take care of that for you on the cloud. So we all can run Claude Code on our computers, right? But what if we run it on the cloud? What would that look like? A background agent. You can spit out like 10 of them, you know? Imagine 10 of them. So why is it? I'm just curious, you know. But okay, so we got the ClientMD here, which is great. What I want to do is I also want to add to my ClientMD that add a rule to always use Tailwind CSS variables like primary, background, muted, etc, and not hard coding colors in components. Classes. That's another thing that I usually add. And now we go back here. We got the access token. What we gotta do is pass this in. actually we don't need to pass this in. It says that set the ETB API key environment variable. So once we set that up, we don't have to do that anymore. So what we can do is you just copy this, you go back to your code, but I had to create a API endpoint, I'm assuming. So we're gonna do an API. I wonder if it's the API folders inside the app folder. I can't remember. Let's just double check what I usually do. So the app, yeah, APIs inside of the app folder. Yeah, could never remember this, guys. Could never. I'll call this I'll just call this agent or Claude in sandbox, or I don't know what to call this because I don't know what the next step would be. So maybe I'll call it whatever, and then I'll have to name it like something different again. So I'll call this new sandbox. And then because it's Next.js, we're going to create a route.ts here. And then we do this. And then we don't have to do this because we have it. And then we have the sandbox here. I think that's pretty much it. We can now call it. So I could do this myself, and I can go into the app, and I can do whatever. But what I want to do is I actually want to leverage Claude and just do it for me. You write this, and then I want to create another Claude instance. I'm gonna say I'm gonna turn on plan mode actually. So this is one of my favorite things to do in Claude. So I'll do Shift Tab. Actually, Shift Tab again. So now we have plan mode on. Well, this is that it's in read-only mode. It will only read our code and write like a plan. It will create a plan, and it will not write any code to our code base. Reason why I want to do this is because I like to plan before I do anything. Let's see. Edit Claude MD. I'm just gonna commit this real quick, sync it, and maybe what I'll do is I'll do GPT-5 today. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, or take advantage of that. But then for Cursor, it's like this stupid thing where every tool has a different agent rule file. For Cursor, it's Cursor rules. For Claude Code, it's Claude.md. For OpenAI Codex, it's like agent.md. For Gemini, it's like some stupid shit. Screw this. Maybe I'll try it. I want to try this, but let me see what other tools can I use. I guess we can use OpenCode. But then if I use OpenCode, I can't. What I will use is I'll actually use Cursor CLI, right? So I'll do this Cursor. I think. No, that's not what I need. I forgot how to do it. Cursor CLI. So I can use my same account and then everything. But how do I start it? I actually don't remember. Docs. CLI. Cursor agent. Okay. God. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interactive mode. Non-interactive mode. Ooh. Use print mode for non-interactive scenarios like scripts, pipeline, or automation. Ooh, we can also put this on a cloud. Yeah. It's either this or that. So we can build our app so that it can do one or the other. But what I'm trying to figure out is what kind of like rule file should I make here? Yes, CLI agent supports the same rule system as your IDE. Create the rules in cursor/rules. Okay. CLI also reads. Oh, dude. Yeah. Thank fuck they do this. Okay. The CLI also reads agents.md and CLI.md at the root project and applies them. Thank God they don't make us write another stupid like cursor agent.md or some shit. Okay, that's cool. And we found out we can do this on the cloud too. There's a headless mode. Yeah, because as long as we can pipe that out like this, we can capture that and then stream that back to our front end. Okay, it's sick. So if everything stays the same, we should get the same performance, but using Shifty5 because we're also leveraging the same CloudMD file for rules. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, what was I gonna do? Let's take a look real quick. I think I was trying to, yeah, I already have an endpoint, and then we need, oh my god, same. How do I plan certain? I don't know how to turn on a slash for command. Okay, let's see. Model auto run. There's no plan mode essentially. Whatever, it's fine. Create a plan to create a simple interface at the root page that when user click on it, it will create a new sandbox, look at the API route. New sandbox. That's another thing for the CLI, which is that it seems like I can't tag files here. Like I can go over here and tag files like easily, but I guess for Cursor CLI, it's so new, it's not well made yet. So I guess we don't have that right now. But the thing is, like, who's Anthony? I know a lot of Anthony in my life, so I don't know which one this is. You gotta state your full name in the chat. Is it Anthony from San Francisco? Or is it Anthony from Montreal? I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I know. I remember you now. Okay. Okay. So what I was saying is that even though we can't tag files here, the agent can kind of like use grep and find to like find the right file. So what's gonna happen is it will be to find the file, even though we didn't tag it. So create a new sandbox and stream and send the result of the sandbox back to the front end to display. What I wanted to do is I actually wanted to read the documentation from E2B first to see what the shape of the response looks like, and then send it back. So let's see, quick start, running the first sandbox, sandbox create, execution, run code, and then, okay. Sandbox files lists, interesting. Connect LMs to E2B, okay. How do I like capture that result though? Do I just like, I guess, execution, await sandbox running code. So this is like a promise. And then I guess we just console log out what the logs look like, huh? Interesting. This is slow. I'll scan the code base, locate new sandbox. Yeah, because I couldn't tag it. I don't know if I like this, guys. It's just not as fun as Cloud Code. Look at the colors. This is like too dull. Okay. Oh my god, I already have that. Backend implement. Oh no, I already have this. I already don't like this. You know what I'll do? I'll commit real quick Okay. We already have the endpoint and E2B API key set in local E and V. Not happy. GB5 is supposed to be like a god at tool calling, but so far I have not seen that. This is also very slow. Oh wow. Didn't even ask for permission to write, but then wrote stuff anyways. Okay. Type of sandbox. I wonder if I can get this out. Here. I forgot how I could get the type out. So now it's writing the front end code. What I want to do is I actually want to spin up another one and say like, I want to get the type for sandbox out, so not everything is like any like this. I don't like that. Reject, auto run, reject. I guess reject. Import the types and set the sandbox instance with a type so it's type safe essentially. And then we wait. Somebody should build a game so that people can play while they're waiting for AI. Make that shit gamified. When you look at the way that these coding agents work, like they only read like a couple hundred files at a time. They don't actually read the whole file. So I'm curious, like, how does it decide to read like what part of the code? Did it do it? It might have done it, but I had a file in memory. No, I don't think so. I straight out of the bat, I don't like this at all. I don't like the way it works. Where is our localhost 3000? Let me just npm dev right here. Okay, create sandbox. Moment of truth. Okay, it's running. Sandbox. Oh, sandbox created. And if I go to E2B, if I go to dashboard, oh, well, Thank goodness. Yep, sandbox created. And we can go in here and do stuff. It's cool. So it has an ID and everything. We can turn back and then don't eat near the microphone, brother. Sorry about that. But I am indeed very hungry. So I was gonna, I won't do that. So as I was saying, we were able to create a sandbox using this, and we can reuse the sandbox until it dies to save money. But yeah, I want to see how much that costs. $100 doesn't seem like anything changed. Usage, jump, sandbox, memory usage. Okay. How do I turn this down or shut it down? I guess I can't. I gotta do it through code. But this is cool. It won't run forever, hopefully. But yeah, it worked. We shall now say that this is done. And we go back. We did this also, close issue, and then we also did this. We shall now close this. I'm making progress, guys. E2B is set up. So easy. Okay, what's the next thing you gotta do? So before we stop the stream today, I want to plan for ahead a little bit. So this is what we want. So user needs to do this. Blah, blah, blah. Solution web add allows you input text, show them. Okay. So what I want to do is, when hitting the new sandbox endpoint, install Claude Code with an API key, Anthropic, and yep, that's pretty much it. And then the next thing is send a query from the front end to the new sandbox endpoint into Claude Code and get back the response. I don't know if you guys can tell, but when you're using Claude Code, it doesn't seem like it's streaming content, right? It's actually like waiting for content to be done and then display it. That's why sometimes you just sit in there. Yeah. So we might not get streaming. That's what I'm trying to say. But with that being said, it's been a productive day. Now you know I woke up, I didn't do nothing. But we did do this, and what I'm gonna do, I honestly hate this. I actually hate this. Yeah, straight up. Get the hell out of here. But let's see, exit. Oh my god. Oh my god. But tomorrow we'll get back to this and we'll do these two things and then we'll go as far as we can because we already set up everything. So yeah, I hope you guys liked my OBS setup, my new OBS setup. But if you want to stick around, talk to me on Discord. Here is my Discord. I'm trying to revive this, so if you can join and start some conversations in there, that'd be great. Would love that to happen. But here is the Discord in the chat. If you have any questions, ask now. Otherwise, I will leave and eat my food in peace, so I don't eat in the microphone. But yeah, ask the question now if you have a question in the chat. Yeah, tomorrow what I'll do is I'll also set up my Stream Deck buttons to work with my my scene change on OBS, which will make me a legit streamer. But without further ado, I will see you tomorrow, same time. I might be a minute late, but same time every day, 1 p.m. EST. I will be here streaming until we get this project done, and then another project, and then another project, and then another project, and then another. Yeah, so I'll see y'all until next time.